Welcome back to my channel! Howdy there, folks! I'm a long-term investor, even though I'm also a paper hand. But I'm totally a long-term investor, even though I just sold CRSR. LeFoo-foo! You never stop entertaining me, you bucket of buttered buttholes. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. My name is Christopher Bell. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm a long-term boglehead investor. I'm author of the book Stop Being a Broke Loser. It's on Amazon for like $6 now. Yeah, I raised my price. Sue me. And hater of Jeremy LeFoo-foo, who I think is a freaking clown and who's a grifter, stealing thousands, millions of dollars from his fans for his stock Discord. Now, I got this amazing message today. I'm not in his group, but I was able to access this beautiful, beautiful announcement right here. Hopefully this isn't like some Photoshop thing, because then I'll look stupid, but whatever. Anyway, let's see what Jeremy LeFoo-foo just told his fans, because he's such a genius. Hey everyone! Big moves this morning! I don't know how long I can keep that voice up. I did go ahead and do some tax loss harvesting on CRSR. So you sold CRSR. Interesting. I thought about it more this weekend, and it just made sense. I have around $600,000 in gains that I need to pay taxes on this year. Issue number one, Jeremy LeFoo-foo. Since you're trading in and out of stocks, you generate gains, taxable realized gains. And you have to recognize those on your tax return, okay? He has to pay tax on $600,000 of gains. And let's say those are all short-term capital gains, right? Let's see how much this costs him. Jeremy LeFoo-foo. All right, let's assume he's in the 37% tax bracket. So we'll take $600,000 times 37%. $222,000 in taxes he owes to the federal government. And that's not factoring in like net investment income tax or any state income tax or whatever. Just the bare minimum. He owes $222,000 in taxes because he traded in and out of stocks and had capital gains. You know what you could do? You could buy and hold stocks for decades and not pay $222,000 in taxes every freaking year. You could also match your tax advantage accounts because when you sell at a gain inside an IRA or a 401k, you don't pay taxes. But no, he's such a genius, even though he's paying $222,000 in taxes. Listen! Anyway, by selling around 11,000 shares, I'm able to take $100,000 short-term losses on those. So he has roughly $10 of loss per share of CRSR. So did he buy in like the freaking 30s? Jesus. Hype. Yo, because like the pandemic started, everybody bought computer stuff. Oh, it's the future! Or even though it was actually just a temporary, boost to sales of that company. But he's such a great analyst. So he wants a tax loss harvest. So basically what he's doing is he has these capital gains that he has to pay taxes on. Well, under the tax code, you can net short-term to short-term, long-term to long-term. You can net your short-term gains or any gains to, losses. There's a whole process to how you do it. But if you have gains and then you have losses, you can smash them together and you actually owe less taxes because you've netted them out. So what he's doing is he's selling his awesome investment in CRSR, even though he's a diamond hand, he's selling his investment in CRSR at a loss. He was basically almost forced to reduce his tax liability. That's the problem with this freaking type of investing, okay? You don't do as good as you think you do because you're paying freaking taxes. And to tax loss harvest on a long-term investment, he had to sell 11,000 shares for a total short-term loss of $100,000. Continuing on. This takes me, IRS tax liability. And that's not his tax liability, number one. His tax liability is calculated on the gains. Your tax liability is how much money you owe. The $600,000 minus the $100,000 that he nets with the $600,000, $500,000, that's going to be his taxable income, the portion of his income that is capital gains, that is taxable. His tax liability is a percentage of that. So he doesn't even know crap about taxes. what is he offering? Okay, short-term gains, which if you don't sell your shares, if you have long-term investments, you don't pay any tax. And he doesn't mention anything about tax-advantaged accounts, at least to my understanding. Still, my best year ever! Oh, it's his best year ever. For gains, but less I have to pay in. I also figured, well, since I can't buy for the next 60 days, I might as well deploy that money in some small caps, just in case they start to bounce around. You can't buy for the next 60 days. I thought for wash sales, it was only 30 days. Interesting. I thought it was 60 days in and around the date of the sale, but a wash sale is 30 days on either side. Okay, not 60 days total. I might as well deploy that money into small caps, just in case they start to bounce back hard at the end of December or in January. Why do you have to deploy? Just if you believe in the stock and you've done your, discounted cash flow analysis, or you believe it's going to moon, just buy the freaking stock, okay? And don't worry about timing it. I mean, just freaking buy the stock. It's ridiculous. You're a long-term investor, right, LaFufu? I was going to buy Corsair call options, but supposedly that would count as a wash sale also. Interesting. I didn't know that. I wonder if that's true. Am I planning on doing any more tax loss harvesting on any other stocks? No! This was the only stock I thought I was worth it on since was the stock I was down the most on by far. Bull crap. I bet you're way down on Tattoo Trucker's taint sack, Mr. LaFufu. And then, of course, he has his little blurb at the bottom about Smile Direct Club. Oh, garbage company. Spent a lot of time on SDC last night. Came away more of a believer than before. High risk, high reward. Woo! What a freaking joke. So basically, he has $600,000 of taxable gains. And he had to sell his freaking Corsair at a loss to tax loss harvest, okay? Why don't you just sell all of it and freaking, cancel out all your gains, LaFufu? But, of course, he sells his stocks at a loss to tax loss harvest, and he has to pay freaking taxes on the gains. And he doesn't seem to understand anything about freaking taxes. Oh, IRS tax liability is $500,000. No, that's not your tax liability. That's your taxable income, you freaking clown. God, what a freaking joke. This guy is a complete and utter disaster. If you can't see how full of crap this freaking degenerate is, I don't know what to tell you, okay? This guy can't even write correctly. I mean, look at his freaking grammar. It's like missing commas, typos, just like, it's like he's in a rush. It's like he kind of like half butts, his fan group, and then he just goes and makes his freaking YouTube videos all day. And I don't even know if he does his own DD. I think his freaking little minions do it for it. But look at this freaking loser, okay? I don't know if hopefully this is real. Wouldn't that be so funny if this was just like a Photoshop thing of Jeremy? Hey, it's, I never said that. But still, just think about it. If you just max your tax advantage accounts, okay? Max your tax advantage accounts, IRA, 401k. And if you want to trade your little stocks in there, I don't recommend it, and you sell it again, you pay no tax, okay? I actually did that earlier. It's like last year. I had a bunch of different index, like mutual funds and crap, and they're all gains, because everybody gained last year, even though he's a genius. He had more gains than anybody else. And I was like, all right, I'm going to sell this junk, because it's stupid. It was all speculative plays. Sold it all to gain, rolled it into VT, and guess what? I didn't get a tax bill. I don't have to tax loss harvest, okay? Now, if I was trading it out of stocks, getting capital gains, and I have my BABA stock, which is down, I would have to sell that at a loss to get that short or long-term loss to offset and net out that gain. But I don't have to do that. I'm not tempted to do that because I have almost no capital gains, okay? Besides a couple speculative, dork plays that were a small part of my portfolio. But this is just freaking ridiculous, okay? He doesn't seem to understand anything about taxes. He doesn't seem to understand anything about how to build long-term wealth. It's all about trade, sell my course, blah, 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 blah. What a freaking joke. This guy's a loser. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. He did sell his Corsair. I wonder if he's getting nervous, Maybe his analysis was wrong. Maybe Corsair had a good year during the lockdowns. Oh, who said that, by the way? Who predicted that? Maybe they had a good year because everybody was locked down and they were getting stimmy checks and they were freaking bored and they needed computer equipment. Anyway, that's it. Like, subscribe, buy my book, It's way cheaper than this freaking loser charges. And subscribe to my freaking channel. Please. Hey, please subscribe. Please. And y'all have a wonderful, delicious evening. Choo!